Hey, what is going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you read the title, then you know, or if you've been following me on Instagram, which I just recently created, we have in fact ordered the Ram TRX on the channel to arrive hopefully by the end of this calendar year, if not sometime early next year. And as exciting as that is, I wanted to take this time to kind of share the build that we have for the channel and the truck that we're going to be getting. To talk a little bit about the ordering process, the TRX was actually announced around noontime on August 17th, which was a Monday, and ordering books didn't open until the next day at noontime East Coast time, which was about 9 o'clock West Coast time, which I believe was the 18th, was a Tuesday. And I ended up placing my order at 12:34, which was 34 minutes after ordering books officially open for dealerships. Now, even with that said, I expect to not get this truck until at least a month or two into production. I wish I could get the truck really early, and if Ram somehow stumbles across this video on this small channel, maybe they want to get this truck to me early, but I expect to get it sometime early in 2021. But being a small channel and ordering through a smaller dealership, I don't expect to get this truck until at least January, February of next year. Even though the order was in half an hour after the system's launched, that's just kind of the timeline that I've kind of settled with. If it gets here sooner, great. I'm actually really excited about this truck because everything that I think was a slight shortcoming on the Raptor, and the Raptor has been such an amazing truck and I've really enjoyed the experience. I think the TRX really rounds it out, and it's going to be really cool to go from the Ford Raptor to the Ram TRX and be able to kind of compare and contrast the two and really figure out which one is the better off-roading truck. Now, I do love Ford as a brand, and I think it's really cool that Ram has done a little play on words here where the Raptor was the Ford off-road truck and the TRX is kind of the apex predator, and they went with that name simply to take a dig at what the Raptor is. I am really hoping that this truck is going to breed some really good competition in the market, which has been dominated by the Raptor for so many years. So what you guys see here is kind of similar to the build that we have in place, and I want to take the time today to kind of walk through the full build, go over all the ins and outs, kind of explain why I chose what I chose. If you are looking to buy the TRX and you want to know a little bit more about what the purchase process has been so far or what it's going to be over the course of the coming months, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride. As you guys can see here, yes, the truck has a very high sticker price. It's $89,515, which is a lot for a truck. I will say that I'm buying this truck at MSRP. There isn't any dealer markups. I actually found a really good dealership that wanted to sell me this truck for MSRP. It is pretty much a fully decked out, fully loaded Ram TRX. There's a couple things I didn't go for. If you've been following the channel, then you guys know that I'm not big on decals. I don't really care about telling people what the truck is. For me, it's about the owner experience, and I think that's what this truck is built to deliver. To run through the full build, basically we went with the Ram TRX Level 2 equipment group. This is going to give us all the technology, and since the outgoing Raptor had all these features, I just thought it made sense to kind of get all these features in the Ram TRX to be able to compare apples to apples. To run through some of the other items, I went with a carbon fiber package. This one's about $300 more than the Raptor carbon fiber package, and it looks like this comes with less things than what the Raptor came in terms of carbon fiber, but I do like having carbon fiber accents on the inside, so I went ahead and went with this package. We also added the technology group and the advanced safety group. They're just little add-ons for the adaptive cruise control and the heads-up display. I've never had a heads-up display, so I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to be like. And then lastly, $845 is going to get you your spray and bed liner with the box lighting. I thought about not getting this option and just doing an aftermarket Line-X, but then I ended up deciding that from a depreciation perspective, it's going to be better to have the higher MSRP and that $845 baked in. Just another add-on for $395. I went ahead and added the trailer tow group. I don't plan on towing with this truck. I haven't really towed much with the Raptor, so I assume that I'm not going to need to tow much with this truck. I have the F350, the 7.3 liter, that does more than enough for what my towing capabilities are. I did struggle a little bit with the colors. I ended up going with the red and black two-tone. I was kind of between blue and red. Some of the other colors don't necessarily get captured really well on video, and since I do plan on making a lot of videos with this truck, it did make sense to get a color that was going to get captured in the videos and really show the body lines of the truck. I do wish that there was a little bit more variation or other colors offered. Maybe some more premium colors would have really made this truck pop, but I think red is something you can't go wrong with. So I did go back and forth a little bit between the black wheels and the machine faced wheels. I kind of didn't know which way to go. I ended up going with the beadlock capable aluminum finish, and I think this is going to look really cool in person. I am also a huge fan of the bigger mirrors because I've always driven trucks that either had a back rack or a dump body or a rake body, so I never really got used to using the rear view mirror, and it was always the side mirrors that gave me my visibility to my blind spots. And so by going with the bigger mirrors, it just added a little bit more comfort for me as a driver. I ended up not going with running boards. For some reason, I felt like with this truck sitting 2 inches higher, none of these running boards really kind of clicked for me. So I think we're going to have some fun in the aftermarket industry, either going with some kind of automatic running board or just some aftermarket running board that's going to be a little bit better than what these factory running boards look like. And then lastly, guys, to go over a little bit about the interior real quick, I ended up going with the 19 speaker Harman Kardon system and the dual panel moonroof. I really am excited about moving into this interior. I really did like the Raptor interior because it had the big knobs and the big buttons, and it was really friendly with work gloves, so I did like that aspect of it. But I've always been kind of jealous about these Ram interiors because the fit and finish has just been to another level the last couple of years, and it's going to be exciting to get that big tablet touchscreen. But oddly enough, what I am most excited about is the shift lever, because as you guys that have been following the channel know, I'm a huge fan of the Trackhawk. And most Mopar fans have probably already noticed this, that the shifter inside the TRX is actually very similar to the shifter that's in the Trackhawk, so I'm kind of really excited to get that shifter. I know it sounds really weird, but I just wanted to put that out there. So as you guys can see here, to kind of answer the question at the beginning of the video, I ended up not getting the launch edition. I reached out to 6 or 7 different dealerships, and they all told me the same thing, that the launch edition's gonna arrive first for the biggest dealerships, but the rest of that 702 production allocation for the launch edition is going to get distributed over the production cycle. And since my dealership is a smaller dealership, they said that when the Gladiator got their launch edition, those didn't start showing up at the smaller dealerships until months after the regular truck. They said I was probably going to get the regular TRX sooner if I ordered that as opposed to the launch edition. In terms of the interior, you can get for $1,500 the TRX red interior accent, and for those of you that have seen the videos about the Raptor, I do really like the Raptor Recaro interior, but this is a much different package. The blue interior accent package in the Raptor gives you completely different seats with different bolstering. It's not just a color change, the material's different, it's suede, but mainly it's the bolstering that I think make the seat more comfortable. In the case of the TRX, they're just charging you $1,500 for some red stitching and some red tubing, and I just didn't think that that made sense. Now, if it was a completely different seat, sign me up all day long. You guys know I would have done that in a heartbeat. But I am really excited about this interior, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun on the channel. But right now, it just seemed like this is going to be such a fun truck to have. And just because this truck is ordered, it doesn't mean that the Raptor content is going to stop. And I can promise you that we're going to have another Raptor on the channel someday. It's just a matter of what Ford has in their development pipeline for this next generation Raptor. And I think that the announcement of this TRX is definitely going to put Ford into a corner here, and it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to what this truck really is. And there you have it, guys. This is kind of what the build of the TRX is going to be for what's coming to this channel. Let me know in the comment section and down below what you guys think of this build, maybe what you guys would have done differently to this build, and what your general thoughts are about this truck. One way or the other, it's definitely going to be worth the wait, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this truck on the channel. And if you want to join along on the ride, join along on this build, and kind of go through this experience with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, and until next time, I'm going to see you guys in the comment section below.